Let's talk about mashed potatoes. You know, real mashed potatoes, the kind where you bring a pot of water to boil, add your diced potatoes, boil them to the tender. Then we go to the sink and we gotta strain them before we can get them in our bowl to finish the prep. But here we're going to skip the boiling, we're gonna skip the straining, and we're gonna go straight to the mixing bowl, the serving bowl. That's right, we're gonna do everything in one bowl. As you see here, I'm using 2 potatoes, 1 large, 1 small, and I'm also using a boning or fillet knife. The smaller tip gives you better control peeling. Plus, if you try to use a chef knife, you'll find out that potatoes will stick to a chef knife. So, here we have our potatoes. We're gonna add some butter, some salt, and some pepper. And then we'll cover it with some film wrap. Now, get a good piece of wrap, film wrap, saran wrap, and cover your potatoes fairly tightly. Once we get get this done and ready, we're gonna stick them in the microwave about 3 minutes. And we'll let these go for 3 minutes. We'll remove from the microwave, shake the potatoes around to distribute the butter. Now we'll let our potatoes cool for just a second or two. You'll see the film will shrink down. Now we'll get just a regular old butter knife or a dinner knife. We'll take the blunt end of the knife and test for doneness on the potatoes. You see how they're mashing through fairly easy. Check them very thoroughly, because if you've got potatoes that aren't done on the edges, it will leave chunks that will not mash up. And if they're not done, put them back in the microwave, say for another minute to 2 minutes, test them again. Now we'll use a fork just to kind of pre-mash them to give the mixer a head start. This helps in mixing, because you don't have big chunks flying everywhere. Add a little bit more butter, maybe a little salt and pepper, and we'll start out probably about 1/4 cup of milk. And then we'll start mixing our potatoes. I'll add a little Parmesan cheese, maybe a tablespoon or 2. Cheddar cheese would be good also, but don't add too much. We don't want to overpower the potatoes with cheese. This is mainly just a flavor enhancer. Now we'll start mixing slowly at first. We'll add more milk as needed. Again, we're going to add enough milk to get the desired consistency that we want. If you like your potatoes fairly loose, add more milk. If you want them more of a firm consistency, add less milk. Do this to your preference, okay? One thing you'll notice here, and this kind of sums up the whole video, we've only got 1 bowl to clean. We don't have a boiling pot to go to the sink with. We don't have a strainer we've got to clean. We've avoided boiling the potatoes in water. We're not losing any vitamins or minerals from the potatoes. And we only have 1 bowl left to clean. That's the same bowl that we've cooked them in, we've mashed them in. And I'll tell you one thing, the flavor is completely different from what you get out of a box or a packet.